Hey, it's Darlene. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my creative life. I am creating something for the Jen Lee Schoolcraft design team where we make pretty crafty things. I got this bottle of Nuvo Pure Sheen glitter, and sure, glitter, always the same old stuff, but I thought I'd do something a little different this time. Now I am using, this piece of paper is 4 by 5 1/4. Yeah, that sounds right. And then I'm just masking off a 1/4 inch on all sides. So it basically is like 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm going to be using some clear embossing powder as well as this embossing ink pad. So I'm just going to ink it up, and I'm going to do this 2 times. Now what I'm trying to do is create a glitter or a sheet of glitter paper where it's more absorbed so the glitter won't be loose, if that makes any sense. I love the look of glitter as well as the next guy, but it is such a messy thing to play with, and I didn't feel like making another shaker card, so I thought like I said, I'm going to experiment with this little technique. So I heat dried the embossing powder as normal. If you've worked with embossing powders, you know that's basically what you do. Now I'm doing 2 layers. I probably should have done 3. Now if you have thick embossing powder, you probably would only need 1 layer, but I wanted this as thick as possible because I'm going to be absorbing the glitter on it. Now, you probably already noticed that I made a really big mistake. Instead of putting it just on this magnetic or metal sheet, I really should have had a piece of paper underneath or something that was going to help me clean up this mess, because glitter is a lot. And again, one of the reasons why most people don't like playing with it. So I just sprinkled some glitter. Now, my first thought was I was sprinkling it all down and then I was going to dust it off, which is what I would normally do when I'm using an adhesive. But the thing is I'm trying to absorb this glitter into that embossing paste or powder. So I reheated from the back side because I want it to absorb into the embossing powder. I hope that makes sense. And so now it becomes almost kind of enamel feeling. So I wanted to put another layer of the embossing powder on top because I felt like it wasn't completely absorbed in the embossing powder. I don't know if any of this is making sense, but I did 1 more layer and I had to heat from the bottom up because it was just so dusty and getting everywhere. But you see how now when I flip it, nothing comes off because it's all absorbed in that embossing powder. So it's very important that you use a clear embossing powder. Otherwise, it will not, it won't work or the color won't shine through. I also bought this new toy. That's this glitter vacuum. I got it at Michael's. Now, the reason why I bought it was because I had some vouchers and they're going to expire. So I thought, let me use them real quick. And I just happened to see this. Hey, I'm telling you folks, especially if you're a glitter user and even an embossing powder user, that stuff sucked it up good. It was so nice and not have a glitter mess. Now I'm pointing out the little defects. So obviously this is my first time trying this. So there were some spots that probably needed more glitter. I'm not too worried about it. My original plan was to use that as a full panel, and you'll see that later on, but I do change it up a little bit. Now I stamped these parrots the other night because I wanted the black ink to already be dried by the time I started coloring these in with alcohol markers. I've said plenty of times that I am not the person that you're going to learn how to color. I just, play around. I just do the best I can. It doesn't even matter. And to be honest with you, when you use alcohol inks or any of these type of markers, whether it's watercolor, pencils, whatever, they all kind of absorb to each other. So even though it doesn't look all that, it does eventually look great. I love the way these parrots turned out. I'm using a white pen just to add some highlights here and there. And I think that really pops out a lot of the green and really makes it more whimsical and fun. So I'm going to use my sidekick, my Sizzix sidekick, to cut these out. I ended up getting this little set during one of my crops that I went to. And I think it's so fun. I was really excited to use this. Now, as an afterthought, I probably should have colored the birds a different color because that was a lot of green, with the green glitter. But wait till you see the end. It looks so good. I know you'll agree with me. So let me just talk a little bit about Jen Lee Schoolcraft. It's a website and they sell lots of different crafty or craft items. And they are sold at very budget-friendly prices because these items are new and there's also some slightly used ones. So think about some of your sets that maybe are discontinued Or maybe somebody is just like, probably like you and I, we've got sets we've never used. And one day you say, getting rid of them, that kind of thing. So new as far as not the latest and greatest what's out, but new as far as never been used. And then there's the slightly used. Hey, I got a pack of enamel dots from there. There might have been 3 or 4 of them missing, but the whole pack was like $1, where normally you'd spend at least 5. Look, I'm okay with not having 1 or 2 enamel dots, that kind of thing. So check it out. I'll have a link in the information box below. Also a link to my blog, my Instagram account, and also a coupon code. So if you use my first name, Dorleen, don't worry about trying to spell it. Look at the information box and you'll get an additional 10% off your order at the Jen Lee Schoolcraft website. Now, with this little guy, I first wanted to outline them in black because the dots of the eyes cut out with the dies, and I wanted them to have black eyes. But I really like the white instead, so I just put that little scrap paper. I just cut little pieces of paper to put right underneath where the eye holes were, so you still got the black eyes. I hope you caught that. That was pretty simple. So I wasn't sure which sentiment I was going to use, so I went ahead and stamped 2, You're My Favorite Old Bird, which I think is adorable, and then also Happy Bird Day, which is the one I actually use. So I'm going to really fast forward as I'm creating the card, because like I said, I started one way and I just kept looking at it thinking, yeah, I'm not sure if I really like it. Or in my opinion, it wasn't really like design team worthy, because I always try to do like a little bit more than what I would just do on a real quick day. Does that make sense? So just take a look. But while that's fast forwarding in just a minute, I'm going to just talk really quick about my channel. I do post 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking, because that is my first love and the reason why I started this YouTube channel. And the other is whatever it is I'm creating in the command center, which is the name of my craft room, and also my blog. Now that could mean cards, which I'm doing right here. It could mean I'm painting on a canvas, or I'm working in a junk journal. I love mixed media, but the funny thing is I don't like mixed media on my scrapbooks. I love it in my junk journal or pretty much anywhere else, but I don't know why. I think I just get so freaked out about, I don't want to ruin my pictures, because I'm one of those people that really like to highlight pictures, and I feel like when there's too much mixed media, you're almost looking at everything else but the pictures. I don't know, because obviously I scrapbook for myself, so I'm not trying to, win a contest or be in a magazine. But again, nothing wrong with those, because I love those. They're very inspiring layouts when they've got all the things. And every once in a while I'll try something like that. But then I kind of revert to my old self, like, Dorleen, what are you doing? But so here, this is what I'm talking about. There's the card. I think I'm done. Hey, like this. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, all that. And I'm looking at it going, do I like it? I don't know. So I decided to take it apart. Now that is really stuck on there. If you noticed, I used 2-sided tape. I used my ATG and some regular adhesive, because it was kind of warpy and I wanted it to be straight. And I think that's what was bugging me. Even with all that, and I really tried to like roll it down using my bone folder, everything, it still was warped. So I think that bugged me. So I decided to change it up, and I'm just using my circle cutter, which is from Creative Memories. And this is one of the first tools I've ever owned, and I've never had to change the blade. This is one of my favorite tools, but I still have some of that left, so I'm excited about that. But I'm going to stick with the yellow cardstock for the card base, just folding it in half using my bone folder to burnish it down. But now I have this cute little circle. I am going to stick with the vellum circle again, but I'm going to cut that out, a new one out, because I want it to be a full circle and not with that edge cut off. And I'm going to use my circle cutter again for that, since I already had it out, instead of pulling back out my punch, because again, I thought I was done, so I started putting my supplies away. I know, don't be in shock. I don't do that all the time, but every so often I do that. But anyhow, so I'm doing this. I grabbed some green papers that I had. Now, this pad that I'm showing you, or these pieces I'm showing you, these were from Stampin' Up, and I wanted to say, I'm going to show in a minute, like 2006 or something crazy. So I know it's been a long time, but this is all I needed. I just wanted some green paper, but not solid. So you noticed the first card that I made, with that green glitter panel, it was completely solid green. Hey, it's shiny, it's glittery, and of course it stands out, but it was almost like, okay, now what? That was just a lot. So I really love the pattern paper because I think it breaks it up because it has some lighter shades of green and also stripes. So there it is. Oh God, I couldn't even say it. That was quick. 2006, I'm pretty sure is what it said. So that stripe piece is 2.5 by, I think I did it at 5.25 here, but I ended up cutting it down a little bit. And then the other green piece is just the back side of that stripe piece, and that was just 3.5 by 3.5 inch square. I decided to put a layer of vellum down because it kind of toned down that yellow, which was nice. And that's why I decided to cut this down just a little bit so it layered better. But look at how much more interesting this card is with just all those different layers. I love it so much. Now, when you're using vellum, you probably already know you can't just use your adhesive everywhere. You've got to put the adhesive where you know it's going to be covered. So that's why with all these pattern papers on there, it's pretty much covered. So I did really well with that. Now, there still is a little bit of warpage on that glitter paper, probably because I didn't use a really thick pattern paper, cardstock. I probably should have did a thicker one since I was doing so many layers, but it still worked because it was a lot smaller of an image, and I think with the circle it was easier to like burnish down. And then I'm just going to put some adhesive in the back of the bird because that's the part that's going to not be showing on the outside, and the sentiment, and I'm pretty much done. I am going to put the block on there just to hold it down a little bit, but hey, like I said, I'm making my own glitter paper. So hey, that's a thing I've never done before. And I've got a lot of glitter. So this is something I'm definitely going to try again. And also, you don't have to buy glitter paper if you have a lot of glitter. It's not a mess. I mean, it was a little messy making it, but also because I just forgot that under paper. Look don't be like me. Make sure you use your under paper. And it really wasn't that messy. And I love the fact that you're not going to get glitter everywhere. So when the recipient gets this, they're not going to be like, oh God, now I have glitter everywhere, that kind of thing. But isn't that so cute? I hope you agree. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to check that information box. Go check out that Jen Lee Schoolcraft website. Use my coupon code because, hey, why not save even more? But thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Bye.